All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the monster, Andrew, speaking, and tonight we are once again live streaming. And I am joined once again by my fellow monster, Avery Butterworth. Say hi, Avery.
No.
Come on, I want to play. I want to have fun.
You're
whatever. Hey, Commodore, how's it going, man?
a little too far.
Nope, not far enough. You know, you've got to be known for something, and being monsters is what we could be known for. I'm okay with that. So,
oh my god,
I know it was a joke. I know he was just kidding, but I listened to the whole thing, and I started to think to myself that, you know, maybe he does know us a little bit, you know, because originally I thought he doesn't know anything about us. You know, he's just making stuff up, but. Okay, we've got a new person in here, Del Wolf North. Hey, peoples. Hey, how's it going? And Commodore says, say the exact phrase. Hi, Avery. I don't know.
like hi, Avery.
Well, needless to say.
Oh yeah, like say goodnight, Gracie. Good night, Gracie.
Oh, okay.
That's what he meant.
All right, I gotcha.
That joke.
Okay. Well, needless to say, have you guys... Oh, he says he wants Avery to say it. Oh, when I say hi, Avery, he wants you to say hi, Avery. Okay.
Yes, it's like the George Burns joke. Say goodnight, Gracie. Good night, Gracie.
Okay.
Gracie, say goodnight, Gracie.
Let me move my camera. Get a little bit closer to the thing.
I got it.
Okay, you understood what he was talking about. Yes. Me, I'm not that smart, but listen, have you ever had an idea in your mind? You had an idea just on the tip of your brain, and you wanted to just pull it out, put it on paper, and get it started, and then you realized you're nowhere near your computer, and if you're not live streaming it, it's not good. Well, I had an idea today, and it was all inspired by Ethan's comments that were monsters. I actually have an idea for a backup story, but I've been debating in my head exactly where it's going to come in the story, and I think I figured out how I'm going to do it.
You do realize my avatar says monster and has for a while.
Oh crap, you know, I never even noticed that. Yeah, I don't think that's what he was referring to.
No, though. I know, but I've been using it for a while.
I now do realize that, but yeah, okay. That's funny. Maybe that's... No, I doubt that's where he... I think he just said it to be saying it, so... Commodore says, that was the most boomer of the boomer jokes, and Andrew calls himself a boomer. Yeah, I'm not quick on the uptake, guys. And boomers drink Monster Energy drink. That's something I don't drink. I've been told it's bad for you, so...
I haven't had it in a while, because I almost died.
Yeah. All right, so here's the idea. I have an idea for what would be a backup story, kind of a side adventure for Hero and Pudge, and my biggest issue that I had was where exactly it would land in the chronology of the books. Hero Book 1 ends with the characters heading off on adventures. Hero Book 2 begins right in the middle of an adventure, and Book 2 rolls right into Book 3. There's no time lapse between the two books. And at the end of Book 3, there's a third person that joins them on their quest. So in order to tell the story with just the two of them, it would either have to come between Books 1 and 2, or it would have to come at the end of Book 4. Because at the end of Book 4, they go back on their adventures together. So this story either has to take place at the end of Book 1, or it has to take place at the end of Book 4. And I think I can make it work for Book 1, but I'm debating on whether or not to add it to the book itself, or to make it part of maybe something special if we reach a funding goal. Make it like an ash can, or, to be honest with you, it would almost have to be a full-size thing, but maybe comic size, and not... So I still have to debate what it is, but I know what the story is. The The story is very much of it's a Hansel and Gretel type of story in which Hero and Pudge get one of them gets captured by a bad guy who calls himself the Pie Maker, and he's this crazy psycho individual. Imagine, you remember the scene in The Hobbit when they're facing where the band of hobbits are facing off. They're with the Goblin King, and he's this big fat guy, and he's got this song, and he sings this song, and all. That's what I imagine this pie character, this pie person. He's singing songs, and he's a bad singer, and he's singing about how great he is and making pies, that he can make anything into pies. You know, he can vegetables and fruit, and he can even make dirt and rocks into pies. And he calls himself the Pie Master, the Pie King, the Pie God. And that's nope. They're not listening. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. But I got to try to keep it.
Tell me.
I wasn't asking for your opinion.
So what do you even tell me?
I'm telling the chat. I'm telling the people that are watching now about this idea.
It depends on how it comes across.
Well, I'm not trying to insult anybody. He inspired this in me. And I kind of want the end of the story. Of course, they get away. And I want him to scream and holler and yell at them that they're little monsters. So it's kind of my little reference to the whole thing. I'm going to immortalize this story of us and Ethan in an actual story in the Hero comic. See, this is where
it's a little lame.
Yeah, that's all right. There's a lot of things in life that's lame that work. But I got an idea. I want to work on a design for this character, this pie maker, this pie god. But I'm not sure exactly what kind of animal representation he'd be. But I've got this idea that he's large. He's like super huge compared to Heroes. It's kind of like a what am I thinking of? The not Gulliver's Travels. He's not that. They're not that small compared to him. Kind of like a Jack and the Beanstalk type of imagery, where this creature is gigantic compared to Hero and Pudge. And I have this idea that he's got like this rack of jars, and in them are spiders and snakes and ants and frogs. And Hero and Pudge help let all those creatures free on their way out of danger. And inspired by Hansel and Gretel is kind of the theme I'm going with. So, Bear, Yogi loves pies from the picnic basket. Yeah, well, he didn't ever make pies, did he? He always ate them. He didn't make them. This character, well, I thought about a bear to begin with, but actually, this piece of paper is going to be too small for what I'm thinking about here. But a bear might be a good start for this imagery. I'll have to get some reference here. But I have this idea of, I got this one splash page in mind in which you see this character. He's huge, and it's almost from like an ant's view looking up at him. And Hero's down there, and he's holding up like a bird cage, and Pudge is trapped in the cage, and he's dancing and singing around, telling about how he's the greatest pie maker ever, and he can make anything into pies and make them delicious. And we'll see. This is usually my normal character designs, very easy. But I have this idea that he has like on a chef's hat type of thing. He lives in a little cottage out in the woods, and he has all these little small animals trapped in these jars or baskets or whatever. And he's got ants and spiders and, things that he plans to make into pies, and might be a little too scary for kids, but kind of looks like a Snorlax. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. And I imagine this bird's eye view, or not bird's eye view, the ant's view, where Hero's like at his feet level trying to scurry across. Hey, Cosmics, how's it going? He's trying to scurry across the room to get up to help rescue Pudge. You know what I need? I need some reference for a baker, I guess you could say. Let's see. An idea for what the costume might be. Oh, these are all like modern pictures. That's kind of boring. I want something else. Like a Renaissance baker, something in that area. It'd be nice if I knew how to spell. That's all right. Google fixed it for me. All right, let's go back to this image. Oh, Cosmics, you didn't miss much. Last night on Ethan's live stream, Weaponized Nerd Rage mentioned Avery and I and our project, our hero project, and he mentioned that we were good guys, and then Ethan said, "That's not what I heard. I heard those guys were monsters." And I just thought that was hilarious. And I started coming up with an idea for a story. And that's what I'm working on right now, coming up with one of the characters. Just give me an idea what he might look like. All right. That's more like a cat's muzzle. It's not what I want. It's not what I'm going for. One of the other thoughts is to make him an original creature, not based on anything else. But we'll see if that happens or not. We'll start with an easy design and we'll tweak it as we go along. Give him a blacksmith apron. I'm sure they were used as baking back in the day too. Yeah. I have a blacksmith character that I created for another story that I really, really liked. He had one of his arms was bigger than the other, just because of, swinging the thing. Cosmic says, cat, duck, rat. Actually, that's the kind of stuff he'd put into a pie. The character thinks that he's the greatest pie maker ever and that he can make anything into a pie and it'd be delicious. And I want him to be singing like a song, and it's really twisted, and he's talking about all these different ingredients he'd put into a pie, and everything from vegetables to fruits to animals to rocks to lizards to ants, just all type of stuff. So what you working on this evening, Avery?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. All right, Cosmics, take it easy, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
Later.
A bear makes him seem too cuddly, On the share button for this video, it says I may know Cosmos Artist Pro secrets, and I never actually comment on his video or saw any of his videos on this account. I always watch random stuff like current events and culture wars in an incognito window. That's weird. All right. I think I'm cheating you guys because I moved the camera so close. Let me expand it just a little bit.
I'm actually working on an illustration for web.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. All right.
I'm in a non-hero headspace.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I was just thinking maybe doing something different. Maybe something. I think a bear might be too. I don't want to. I don't want to make something that would insult him, like a pig or something. You know.
It's not actually meant to be him.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
It's. Oh yeah. Oh hey.
Hey D. How's it going, man?
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not actually meant to be him. It's just sort of. Oh yeah, the whole Pie King thing gave you an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we're monsters. I knew it too. You know, maybe a warthog or something. Needs to have a big nose like EVS. Yeah, I don't want it to look exactly. I don't want to.
No, it could easily be taken the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah.
Although the Pie King idea for the Baker type character isn't awful.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I thought about is that one of the things that I told Mike about when I said that every character that we come up with this for these stories, no matter how insignificant, no matter whether they're just mentioned or just whatever, they're all going to be involved in the end. They're going to bring everybody back, and some of them may not be, you know, good guys or bad guys. So there may be somebody who is introduced as somebody that might be bad at the beginning of the book may end up working with the good guys in the end, type of thing. So this is a character who, if I do him right, is definitely going to come back at some point. So Commodore says, yeah, there's a bear. A bear is a bit too fluffy. Maybe you could draw him as an Italian-American chef, not like Mamma Mia, let's make a pizza pie, more like a Bronx blue-collared small business owner. Hey, you never know, that might work too. I actually like this head so far. Maybe give him a little bit of Cecil in him too, you know. Maybe he's not fat. Maybe he's just thick. What?
You just don't know.
I don't know nothing, man.
No, it's obvious. Like I said, you like, oh yeah, monsters. Yeah, we're what? It's like I already refer to myself as a monster, and you're not a monster. You're just a spaz.
Yeah, I know that's true.
You're just a spaz. All right.
I'm barely a boomer, you know?
Yeah, you're a boomer.
Oh, all right.
In the joke term of a boomer. Yeah, you're a boomer. That is 100%. Okay, let me open a.
Oh, hold on a second. I'll be right back. I just got to do this real quick. Hold on, right back.
He's like leaving you. He's like leaving you guys with just me, and I can't. So let me tell you a story. This one time, I only had $20. Oh wait, Andrew's back. I'll finish the story later, kids. It involves a nice lady, a little older, but
What are you talking about now?
nothing.
Okay. Didn't I already have somebody with a bite out of their ear? Oh man, I think I do. Hold on. Oh man.
I don't know what you babble on about, man.
Hold on a second. I don't want to reuse the same imagery. I mean, sometimes it's not bad, but
what page? I forgot what page I was working on the other day.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, I think I remember. I think.
Yes. The boar for book 2's got a chunk missing out of his ear. That's right. I remember that now. Okay.
I remember now.
You remember now what?
I found the page. I was working on the backgrounds for page 9 last time.
Damn, you're cruising along, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm going deliberately very slow.
Okay. Thought 9 was pretty good.
If I wanted to, pages 7, 8, and 9 would be complete.
All right, well.
I'm deliberately not going that fast. On the purpose.
On the purpose.
Yep. Okay.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm drawing, man.
Why?
Because I've been thinking about this all day long, and I wanted to draw it.
Your pie thing?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all day long.
Thinking about pie? That's Ethan's stick. You really shouldn't steal it.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about little monsters all day long.
Yeah, it was just a joke, dude.
Yeah, I know. So was picking on him about pie. You know? Picking on him about and that's one of those ones that's lasted, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Tico thing kind of wore off.
Yeah, and they don't mention it as much anymore, but the pie thing is still around.
Yeah.
You know?
Although the Tico thing was hysterical.
You're not going to believe what I started watching this evening.
My Little Pony.
No, I still haven't watched that yet.
Oh.
But
She-Ra.
I started watching that a few days ago.
And the fact that you just openly admit it.
Well, I think I'm up to like episode 4. I mean, it's really bad, and then there's parts of it that are
really, really bad.
That could have been good. You know, there's action sequences and there's story points and there's some stuff that could have been so much better if they didn't make it stupid. They literally said, "Okay, let's do this, and then let's be as stupid as possible."
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay. Is this rocks or
what?
Trying to figure out if something's rocks or water.
Oh, you never know. You never know with me.
I know.
What about giving him glasses of some type?
You need glasses.
Kind of makes him a little bit more innocent, but scary at the same time. I want him to be a scary character, but I don't want him to be a What am I trying to say here?
I don't know.
Damn it! Where is my brush pens? All my pens seem to be missing. Oh well.
That's somebody trying to tell you something.
What are they trying to tell me? That's a good one. That's a good one. That's good enough. All right.
Oh man, I don't have time. I don't have time to go to.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about it later, but yeah.
Man.
No, I understand.
There's just not enough time.
Not enough time in the day. I had they had given me access to a new application that'll allow me to pull like a whole bunch of data, a lot more data than I currently pull at work. And I finally got a chance to get in there and start digging around with it today, and I was like pretty impressed that I was able to get some of the information I needed without knowing exactly how to work the program. But I figured it out. I did cheat a little bit and go on Google and say, Google, how do I pull this data from this particular type of application? I cheated.
That's not cheating.
No. Well, the whole thing is that when the guy who actually created the thing gets with me to show me how to use it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I already know how to do this, you know?
Yeah, already know as much as you can.
Yep. D says She-Ra comes across so negative. Is there anything positive about it? There is no way I'm watching that show. The one thing that I liked about it, that I've liked about it so far, is I like the fact that in the third episode they finally do like an intro video, you know, like the credit video. Or I like that video. It's really short, it's very fast, it shows a bunch of different characters, and I like that video. That's about the only positive thing I can say about the show so far. So,
other words, it's poop.
Well, one of my favorite things about the Thundercats cartoon when it originally came out was the intro. That was just, to me, that was awesome.
The intro was awesome.
That was Silverhawks. The intro was awesome. I love that. I loved it more than the show itself. So
all the intros were better than the actual shows back then.
Yeah.
All the intros were better.
Do you remember the intro for the G.I. Joe the movie?
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh,
it's so good. If the G.I. Joe movie was all as good as the intro.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, granted, the movie doesn't hold up that good to me now.
Yeah.
But back then, I loved it. And I still like the show.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like there. As much as, some people today try to ruin it for you, you know?
Yeah. I liked the comics more than I liked the cartoon show.
I couldn't. I bought the comics every once in a while.
No, I was pretty into the comics. So
now I'm really glad I didn't get into the comics. I would buy them every once in a while. I'd buy Transformers every once in a while. But I was a couple years younger than you when those came out. So for me, I would buy the comic and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I was like, why is this so different? And I just wouldn't buy one again for a while. And then a few more months would go by and I would just see one that the cover would get me and I'd buy it. I'd be like, I don't know what the heck this is. And I'd put it, and I wouldn't buy it. And the same with Transformers, the same with Star Wars comics.
Yeah, I never got into the Star Wars comics. I mean, I had a few of them, but they were so separate from what I knew that I didn't follow them like that. I mean, I like Star Wars and all. I like the movies. I liked the toys, and I had lots of them, but I never got into the comic. I think the comic was actually more mature than, there were themes about it that were more mature than my little brain could probably handle.
Yeah, the comic that way too.
Oh yeah. Well, there was stuff about the comic that you're like the whole Ripcord and his girlfriend. That was when I started collecting G.I. Joe comics. Is during that whole thing when that started.
I don't know anything about that.
No? Yeah, no. And Billy...
I only bought like a few issues of the comic, and I didn't buy any consecutive issues. I would pick up the occasional G.I. Joe, Transformers, or the early Marvel Star Wars before that.
Yeah. I remember the storyline with Billy, who was Cobra Commander's son.
I heard about that, but I didn't.
Yeah. That was when I was collecting the comics. That was pretty cool. All right.
So what's Hero doing?
What's Hero doing?
Yeah, what's it doing?
You mean the IndieGoGo?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, we'll take a look at it in just a minute.
It really, really matters.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think there's been anything on it since yesterday, but you never know.
Yeah. Commodore says 80s shows have better intros than shows, but that changed in the 90s. SWAT Cats was better than their intros, and they were effing rad. It's so rad, I'm actually voicing a character in a fan dub. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I remember SWAT Cats.
I didn't watch it, or I only saw a couple episodes. But yeah, a lot of people. I think that came along right as I couldn't watch cartoons anymore because the time of day I had to get up to go to school and come home.
Yeah.
Because starting at like 6th grade or something, I was getting shipped to the other side of town, so you had to get up really, really early. You got home a little later.
Yeah, my bus stop for DA, mm-hmm. I had to walk about a mile from the house up to St. John's Bluff Road, and the bus picked us up. Oh God, excuse me, damn, sorry. Picked us up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was like super early, and then it drove down to the beaches. Excuse me again. Oh, goodness. Probably one more in there, guys. Sorry.
You're disgusting.
I know.
Oh, my God.
It then drove down to the beach, picked up people, and then came back and went to Sandalwood, which was literally like an extra mile away from my house. And then I waited for another bus there to get out to DA. And it got to the point where it was easier for me to sleep in an extra hour and then ride my bike to Sandalwood and take the bus to DA. Mm-hmm. And that was until some jocks broke the lock off my bike and stole my bike.
Do you know it was jocks?
Yeah, because they saw them I saw him riding my bike. Why? Do you think it was a bunch of nerds that stole them?
Might not have been jocks. They might have been scumbags.
Oh, well, yeah, that's possible too, but
Jocks.
Sandalwood.
That's very jockish of you.
Sandalwood had a lot of jocks.
Well, why didn't you take care of it?
Well, then I eventually, a friend of mine lived actually really near Sandalwood, and then we started locking up the bikes at his house. And that was my first year. And then the next year, I got a car.
Yeah.
Commodore says, want me to send you a one-line sample? Sure, please do. All right, I'll have to... Actually, his chin's much deeper than this. All right, I'll have to play around with this. I don't like this one. This one's not good, so we're going to tear it up. What? It didn't work. Oh, no, I ran out of paper. Last sheet, and this was, Bristol paper. I always keep the cardboard because you never know when you're going to need to use it for packing, shipping.
Oh, the cardboard sketchbooks? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Have to, if you're an artist, you have to keep that because it's insane. Exactly that shipping.
Oh, now my nose is starting to run. Go figure, you know. First I sneeze my head off, now I get a runny nose.
Oh, you're so gross.
Yeah, I know.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sick, man. I'm sick. I'm an evil little monster, you know.
Oh. You think you're a monster? Trust me, you're not a monster.
Yeah, I know. I have two Ethan stories that I hope to one day be able to tell him. I have a story from the first time I ever met him, and then I have a story for a time that I didn't meet him. But the first time I met him, it was a memorable meeting, and not for the reasons you think. And I hope to one day tell him that story. See, now you're all going to be curious. So what's the story? What's the story?
It's not that good, guys.
Oh, how do you know? I don't think I've ever told it to you. All right, hold on a second. Commodore just sent me an audio clip. Let's bring it up real quick. How do you know? I've never told you the story.
I've heard all your stories.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
And a lot of them I was even there for.
This one you weren't there for. Okay. This better not, Commodore, this better not be porn, man. I'm trusting you now. Why is it not opening? Oh, hold on a second. Oh, it's... Okay, I see why. All right, hold on. It's now in my download folder. Let me open it up.
Uh-oh.
I trust Commodore. He's okay. He better be.
Uh-oh.
Can you get a virus from an MP3 file?
Of course.
Oh, hold on a second. My iTunes just started playing without me. Actually, you know what might be better? Hold on a second. Let me add it to my my iMovie. That way I can. Man, oh man, oh man. Commodore says, "Tell me the story." Well, actually, the funny thing about the story is that it's not. All right, I'll tell you a part of the story. I won't tell you the whole story. But I met him at a show. I can't remember which one. It was either a Charlotte, North Carolina show, or it was MegaCon Orlando. I don't remember. But I bought 2 original pages of art from him. One was from Impulse. It featured Arrowette was on the page, and it was from the issue where she's got her back turned to the readers, and she's looking over her shoulder, and Impulse is making the joke, "Look, Arrowette's back. Get it? Ha ha ha, her back." Right? But he had done the art for that issue, and I actually bought a page from him of that art. And then the other page I bought from him, believe it or not, was an original Cyberfrog page, because I thought it was fantastic. And the sad part of this whole story is my wife and I, years later, had some really bad financial times, financial hardship, and I had to sell a lot of my collection, and both those pages are no longer with me. They are off in better homes, but it was always a sad thing.
Yeah, that's not a story to tell.
Well, there's more to it. I'm not telling you the whole story, dummy. I'm not a monster. There's more to the story.
It's not a good story.
What do you mean it's not a good story?
Why?
I was so impressed with his art that I bought 2 of his original pages, and I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, but you sold them.
So?
I've been there, dude. Had to sell original art you didn't want to sell.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I've been there. It sucks.
All right, hold on a second. Let's hear this.
So long, Spotcats.
That's great.
Oh, hush, D. It's not a sad story. It's a good story. Ethan Van Sciver was able to help me get out of a very small financial bind. Actually, you guys want to hear an even worse story? Oh, no. There's more to that story with Ethan that'll make him cry. Trust me, there's more to it. But when the kids were very, very young, is when we had the financial problems. I just wasn't making enough money at work, and kids and wife, and just life. And I had to sell my entire collection of Star Wars figures, the original Star Wars figures. And I sold them to a guy that I knew that owned a store, and he actually gave me, now none of them had weapons, none of them were on cards, it was just the loose figures, but he gave me a really, really good deal. I mean, he knew I needed the money, so he gave me a break. And I walked from his store to the grocery store that was right next to it and bought a bunch of groceries. I literally sold my childhood so that I could feed my wife and children.
Yeah, adult.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that happens.
I'm glad I sold a lot of that stuff. I'm glad I don't have it. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I now have stuff that I own that I will not sell, no matter what. They'll either die with me, or what's more important, EVS art or food? Well, when you have 2 young children and a wife, sometimes food is more important. I remember we bought baby formula, we bought toilet paper. All these things are necessary when you have kids. But the other part about the story that's interesting is who was there at the convention with him.
Who was it?
I'm not going to tell you because that's the other part of the story.
Oh, well, I remember he used to bring his kid and have his kid in the behind the table in like a one of those playpens or something.
Yeah, shut up. Quit telling the story.
Yeah. But I don't know the story.
Well, there was a
I know the story because I was there.
Yeah, you were probably there.
Those early MegaCons and HeroCons you went to, I was with you with all of them.
Yeah, I know.
But you don't know the story. I was there, but you don't know the story. Yeah, I do. That's the MegaCon where Howard Chaykin tore me a new one.
Oh, it was? Really? It was that long ago?
Yes.
Damn. I didn't realize that was that long ago. I thought it was something recent.
That wasn't funny.
Actually, I thought that was hilarious.
No, it wasn't good. Your timing is awful.
Yeah, I know. I'll try it. I'll try to work on it. I'll try to work on it better next time.
Disappointing sometimes.
Yeah, D says, yeah, it's a story about growing up and having responsibilities.
Yeah.
And then Commodore says, it's good. You now have enough money to not only support you and your wife, but Avery too. I wish I made enough money to support Avery.
I know, he can't afford to pay me.
Yeah. One of these days. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we're going to do a quick check-in on the Hero IndieGoGo. And we're going to see where it's at.
We'll see where it's at. Hopefully it's above 12 now. I don't know.
12 what? We got 12 backers so far.
Oh, okay. It's still at 12.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I thought was rather surprising is that the panel perks that I put up, where you get an original panel page.
Yeah, those are good.
Well, I put up 4 of them, and then I put up 1 full page. And of those 5, 3 of them have already been claimed. Yeah. D's actually got 1 of them. So
I know. And D is spending their own money to plug us.
I know.
Holy crap, D! Thank you. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, just so y'all know, I added some more panel perks. Let me go down and show you the ones I added. I added 4 more panels. Let me skim down. Those 2 are already there. Here's this one here, which is panel 2 from page 132. It has Hero, Pudge, and the Snake. And you get to see a bit of the background. The background doesn't cover the entire background because of the way the panel get cropped on the page. So it's still a rather nice full illustration. Then we have a panel from page 35. This is panel 1. This is actually one of my favorite panels. In this particular scene, Hero is rescuing his sister, Missy, who's falling out of a tree, and he dives and catches her, and he lands on his back in a bunch of leaves, and the leaves are just flying up all over around him. And this is the panel of him grabbing his sister as he goes crashing to the ground. And I just love the expression on her face, and she's like so thrilled to be there. So thrilled to have her big brother save her life. And sisters, you gotta love them. Then the next panel I added was from what? Why does that say page 21? That's actually supposed to be page 93. I guess I gotta fix it. I gotta change that. It says 93.
Oh no.
Yeah, whatever. I copied and pasted a lot of this. And then this last one is an original of the bad guy, the evil Rat King. And I always liked this panel. I like the way he looked. I actually used that on the cover. You can see the cover of the book. It's that same panel, just because I like the way he looked in that. And oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I added another original page. There were a couple of pages in the book, in the story. I started doing full pages for the first several pages, and then it became really difficult to keep up that large size. So I started doing the characters separate from the backgrounds and so forth. But there were a few pages in the story that just had to be done on the large format. And this was one of them. I really like the way. Now, the funny thing is I actually, for the finished version of this page, I redid Hero Pudge's face, the expression on his face. So I got to see if I can find that original to go with it, because in the book, his face is different than this right here. But everything else is the same. You got Hero surrounded by the snake, getting ready to strike and putting out his fangs. And yeah. And this is an original 17 by 14 page. And it's available out there if anybody's interested.
That's cool, man.
Oh, D says now he wants to know about the Howard story.
Oh, I just showed my portfolio to Howard Chaykin back then when I was, 18, 19 or something like that?
Oh, and to answer the question, Commodore, yes, I am paying Avery. He's working on, I am paying him for, I paid him for all of book 1 already. When I got my severance package, when I left my last job, one of the very first things I did was pay Avery for the entire book 1. But now I'm paying him by the page, so his ass has got to work even harder for that money. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of better this way, don't you think?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's all going to go to loose women and alcohol and drugs anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta. Whenever.
Like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I know. Well, did I ever tell you that what my daughter said that one day?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't tell everybody in the chat, so let me tell everybody in the chat.
Okay.
So whenever I get paid, I don't know. I feel guilty sometimes, so I make sure I give a little bit of cash so that the kids have some spending cash, just $20-$40, just go put gas in your car type of money. It's something dads do, all dads do stuff like that. And I went and I handed some money to my daughter, and I have to preface this with the fact that she's 23, so she's not a little kid. But she says, "Why are you giving me money, Dad?" I said, "Well, if I keep it, I'm just going to spend it on booze and drugs and loose women." And she goes, "All right, well, that was what I was planning on doing with it." Oh, my kid's so funny. But needless to say, I think she put gas in her car. Either that or she went out to dinner with her boyfriend. I mean, either way, that's what the money's for. Give him a little extra cash, Oh, you know what? I may have to go out and buy a new car this weekend.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. My daughter and her boyfriend are heading out to New York next Tuesday. She's got vacation time that she has to use, and he's got vacation time. So they're going to go up there on a trip, and they're going to take my daughter's car, and I'm afraid of her car. I'm afraid that little car is not going to make it. And I've been needing to get a new car for a while since my van broke down. I know I've kind of got this scary feeling, get a new vehicle and then lend it to your daughter and then you never see it again. It's one of those things that could happen,
Yes. Yes. With your, you're.
Stop it!
I love Ayla.
I know where you're going. Yeah, she has a really bad
runs
track
through
record.
some cars.
Yeah, she's gotten better though. This last car she has lasted a while, so.
But she does. She tends to go through them.
She does.
She wrecks a lot.
Well, she only actually wrecked one. Well, two. The other ones were wrecked by other people.
Irrelevant to the statement. She's gone through a lot of vehicles.
Yeah, I know.
At this point, it's not a coincidence. It's not. Like she plays a part in it, even in the ones that aren't legally her fault.
Yeah. Well, so the question is, did I do better with Michael, who I also taught how to drive, than I did with my daughter? Because I taught them both how to drive, and she's horrible. And she's gotten better. She has gotten better. But when she started out, it was pretty bad. I can remember one accident that she had where she was just leaving the apartment complex that we were living in. And I don't know why this came to mind the other day, but I was thinking about this. Um, she was taking the dog and they were going to go to the dog park. And so she left. And like a minute and a half later, my phone rings and she says, "Dad, you're not going to believe it. This guy just hit me." And I said, "Are you all right?" She says, "Yeah." And I said, "Where are you?" She says, "I haven't even left the apartment complex." And I'm like, "What?" So I step out and I look down the street and I can see them down like on the way out to the exit. They're parked and blocking because so this idiot he sees her coming and he's at the stop sign and he pulls out and hits her. And when I got there, he started to talk. And I mean, I know for a fact that it doesn't matter if she's doing 5 miles an hour or 105 miles per hour. If you're at the stop sign, you have to give way to her, period. You know? But he was at the stop sign and he came out and they collided. And there was like a little bit of damage on his car. Her light was broken. It wasn't that much. It was really nothing damage wise. Well, when I got there, he started talking about, well, she did this and she did that. And I said, whoa, nope, we're not even going to go there. I called the police. I said, "Hey, I'm reporting an accident." He's looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Hey, if you're going to start blaming her for this, we need to call the police." So the police officer came out and he called his mom and she came over and the police officer came out and the police officer pretty much told him the same thing I just said. It doesn't matter if she's doing 5 or 105. You are at the stop sign. You have to yield to her. Period. This is your fault. This accident is your fault. And he was like, "Well, she was coming too fast." And he's like, "It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, kid." Well, the mom came over and she said, she was asking me, she said, "What happened and what goes on?" And I said to her, "It wasn't a lot of damage. It was not a big deal. But as soon as he started to say, well, she did this and she did that," I said, we got to call the police." And she turned to him and she slapped him on the shoulder, said, "You shut the, especially when it's your fault." She was mad at him. And I'm like, well, damn right. Had he not started to puff up, like it's all her fault, none of this would have happened. We could have all walked away. And then I got her information and I told her I'd look into replacing the headlight and I'd let her know how much it was. And then she, then a few weeks later, she drove over a median doing about 45 miles per hour and completely tore out the entire transmission of the car. So it got junked. So we never followed back up. You kind of knew the story was going somewhere like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, my daughter, not the best driver in the world, but I still love her.
She's a good kid.
Yeah, she is a good kid.
Just a terrible, terrible driver.
Terrible.
Just terrible.
So, but she's not going to be doing all the driving. So,
oh, thank God.
Raphael will be doing most of the driving. So,
he should be doing.
Yeah, he and I have actually. I'm trying to think if they're here right now, if they can hear me or not. But he's actually told me. He says when we go out together, he says I do the driving. I said okay, that's good.
He's a good kid. I like you.
Yeah, smart kid. So, yeah, I'm just a little nervous about going all the way up to New York. And I have a friend of mine, or one of the guys I work with, who just got back from New York, and I asked him. I said, "How cold is it? How wet? How snowy?" He says it's not bad at all. He says it's not bad at all. He says now is a good time to go if you're going to go. I said okay. It's not like torrential downpour and snow. It's cold, but it's not unmanageable. And I said, okay.
All right.
All right, all right. That's right. So, all right. So I may or may not be on John Malin tomorrow. I haven't heard back from him yet. But if he's willing to have me, I'm definitely going to go. One of the things I have done, Edwin Boyette had mentioned on one of his live streams that my intro video for the IndieGoGo campaign should show off more of the art instead of me talking and drawing a picture, which that's one of those things I just like to do, but I understand. So I've created a new intro video. It's less than a minute long, and it shows off a lot more of the art, a lot more of the full color pages. But when I sent the message to John, I said, hey, if I come on your show again, I can show off some more of the original art. So I'm waiting to do that before I put the video on the IndieGoGo, because it has a lot of the pages I'm going to show. So needless to say, in the next day or so, there's going to be a whole bunch more preview pages, full color preview pages on the IndieGoGo that are going to, some of them are just going to knock the crap out of you because they're gorgeous. I actually included one of the pages from the backup story with the eagle. That's just fantastic stuff, Avery. You did a really great job with those pages and knocked it out of the park, and I can't wait to share those.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. They're gorgeous. I think they're great. I wish.
I'm trying to do a good job, man.
I know.
I'm trying to show you off, man.
I just wish that my original pages were as good in black and white as they are in the color.
Yeah, you're doing all right, man. You're doing all right. You're doing some of the best. You're getting better and better all the time. So,
well, book 2, I think, is really gonna impress people with some of the pages.
Book 1 is gonna impress people with some of the pages.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Remember, enough people liked it when they saw it in black and white to back it on the Kickstarter for the black and white version.
Yeah. Well, so, we had set with the Kickstarter for the black and white version, we'd set a really modest goal, and we blew past that within I think it was 50 hours we had done our goal. So,
yeah, there was no Comicsgate then.
Yeah, there was no Comicsgate then. That was just word of mouth and friends and family, and I don't think any of those friends and family have chipped in on the new one yet. Which I know your rule.
You can't even count on them.
I know.
Because to your friends and your family, you're just you.
I know.
And they're like, well, I helped them do what they're doing it again. It's like it's evolving. It's more than just that black and white little book.
Yes. Guys, I can't wait for this thing to be done and to be printed and to have it in my hands, because I think the full color version of Hero Book 1 is something people are not only going to want to share with people, share with family. If you have kids in your family, you're going to want to share it with them. But if you own a copy, you're going to want to put it on your bookshelf. You're going to want to keep it, because there's more coming. And I think Avery knocked the crap out of it with the color job. I mean, worth every penny I paid. And dude, I can't tell you how much I love what you did with it. So
I did it super cheap, y'all. Super cheap. I did it so cheap.
You did. What was the reasoning for that? Because was that we're not going to tell anybody what I paid, but was that your suggestion or was that my suggestion and you just accepted it?
Mine.
It was yours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to I wasn't trying to break you.
Oh, I know. Well,
but I needed to get something.
Yeah. No, Avery gave me a really, really good deal on book 1, so.
And I'm still doing it pretty cheap.
For book 2? Well, yeah, but
it's a little bit closer
to realism.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer. It's about half of realism.
All right, this version of this character, I'm kind of liking a little bit more. I don't like the pig idea. I think I want to go back to the bear idea.
Okay.
No, maybe I don't. I like the idea of the snaggle tooth too, but I don't. I think maybe I want to do it on. Maybe. He has a deep chin, deep, long, thick chin. Big whiskers for eyebrows. I originally colored them in black. I don't like them black. I want to make them lighter. I don't know. I don't know if this story, to be honest with you, Avery, will be colored. But maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I'm actually able to do it and what time frame we get. And I'm not sure exactly how many pages it's going to be. I originally thought it'd be something simple like 6 to 8 pages, so it might be something really easy to knock out. But then again, in the story idea, I have to jump forward a little bit. I'd have to skip. I could easily make it a 20-page story. I mean, without a problem. But I kind of want to make it short enough. But dude, I'm almost thinking this could be like an additional comic. I think if it was a hardcover, it would be in the book. But if we only get enough money to do the trade, it'll be an extra comic. I think that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And it may be black and white. It may be full color, depending on whether or not we got the time. Depends on how much money we make. Let's put it that way. If I make enough extra money that I can pay you to do the coloring, it'll be colored. If not, it'll be black and white. Hell, I may just pay you anyway. Just because I love seeing your color on my stuff, man. You guys have no idea. I am so utterly illiterate when it comes to color. You know that day in class where they talk about the color wheel and all. I was paying attention to something. I have no clue. I do not. The color wheel means nothing to me. Avery has mentioned it on several of our conversations when we talk about, having the backgrounds be a different color than the foregrounds in order to make them stand out better and stand out more. And he's talked about the color wheel, and I'm like, dude, over my head. I was not paying attention that day.
And the way the color of your light can shift colors.
Yep. Nope. Not paying attention. I did not pay attention during school for that one. Sorry, guys.
But you notice a lot of times you can tell what color something is, even though the color,
Avery D says, I just think it's awesome that you guys are able to monetize your childhood love. Yeah, exactly. Now if we could only get people to hate us and monetize their hate, All right, guys. This is an idea.
I've already got enough people that hate me. like for real hate me. Like it's a little dangerous.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying before, we're thinking about, or we're going to plan on starting to do live streams daily starting this weekend. Now, that does not mean it'll be always on my channel. We may do something on Avery's channel. We may do something on somebody else's channel. But we're going to try to be out there and do live streams every day. So we would thoroughly love it if you guys were able to join us. There's no set times or anything just yet. The Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are going to still be set at 7:30 on my channel. The other days, we don't know. We may get a hair up our butt one Saturday afternoon and say, hey, let's start live streaming, So, but our goal is going to be, we're going to live stream, we're going to draw, we're going to work on this project, and we're going to promote the heck out of it because that's what we're going to do. So if you guys can, let your friends know, let your family know, let everybody say, hey, check these guys out. They're not complete monsters. They're just a little bit of monsters.
We're just dorks.
Yeah, well. I'm the daddy dork. He's the uncle dork.
Oh, that sounds weird.
That does sound weird, I know.
Oh, boy.
Did you see the live stream where they had that girl Eva on and she called Ethan daddy? I could hear his body just tighten up.
Like he's
with
just like,
yeah.
it's like my wife not gonna like that. Like strange girl.
Somebody named Greg Lappin just chimed in and said, "Good luck." Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
So much.
Oh, and the one live stream that we know for sure that's happening, we're going to be on Weaponized Nerd Rage Saturday. Do we know what time yet, or?
No, I haven't heard from him.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
It'll probably, knowing Web, it'll probably be somewhere around. It could be anywhere between 9 and like 11, 12 o'clock.
Well, that's fine. Neither of us work Sunday, so
yeah,
I mean,
it's Web. It could be whenever dude gets free from what he's got going on. You know.
Did you hear what he said about you on the on Ethan's channel?
What's that?
He said you're the only guy who, when he makes that clicking noise of the gun or whatever, you're the only one that responds back with the same noise because you know what it is he's doing. And And Ethan was like, "Oh, okay, I got to look into that." And so, well, we'll see.
Oh yeah. Because Webb said something when I was on there one time, and I was just like, "Yeah, it's Studio 762 for a reason." And I racked my AK. I racked the bolt on the AK. I know exactly what that is. I recognize that long bolt. That's an AK-47.
All right. Well, once again, thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Appreciate you checking it out. We will once again be live streaming again Friday at 7:30 Eastern time, and hopefully I will be expanding more on the story idea. I had recommended to Avery that we do something where we create something from scratch, and everything we do about it, we do it on a live stream. This may end up being one of those stories that I do that, where every single step of the way, character designs, layouts, penciling, inking, everything will be done on live streams. And if we're going to live stream every day, that gives me plenty of opportunity to do it. So we appreciate you guys checking in, and please definitely come back, because we're not done. We're going to keep going, and hell or high water, we're going to make this thing work. All right, everybody. Make sure you check out the IndieGoGo. Talk to y'all later.
Hey, bye.